Hi. Today we're going to read from Mother's speech given on October 30 in Yongpyong, Korea, this year, 2022. This is a special dinner meeting. Mother says, "It is very good that you came. There is chaos, both internally and externally, at home and abroad. We certainly still have issues to resolve internally ourselves, but we move forward with hope. Due to the Halloween tragedy in Itaewon yesterday, they have announced a period of mourning. I can't say exactly when this Halloween culture came to our country, but it wasn't emphasized so much in the 1990s or 2000s. For a long time, though, I've been saying that we must begin a revolution of the culture of heart. The original dream of the Creator, Heavenly Parent, was to meet the sons and daughters on earth through true parents and live together with them. Thus, the founding philosophy of the Sanak Educational Foundation and Sunmoon University is Eechon, which is to love heaven first, Ein, to love humanity, and Eguk, love your nation. If we had led the youth with these lessons and goals, people of Korea in particular, known as the Han people and the people clad in white, have practiced filial piety to their parents and devotion in front of heaven. This tradition, however, weakened as it came into contact with modern civilization. Through our founding ideals and true parents' thought, we are also teaching the virtues of being filial to our parents, respect for our teachers, love for one another, and the need for unity. I am not sure of the meaning of ijimeru, but this strange school culture has caused a great deal of controversy within Japan. Apparently, ijimeru means a bully. There is also school violence erupting in Korea. Why would this be happening? We are approaching the 60th anniversary of the Unification Church. A day or two ago, I mentioned at Sunmoon University that culture is changed through one righteous person. Then, why haven't we been able to change the culture despite the passage of 50 or 60 years? We need to reflect on this. And so, what should we do? Throughout this time, we have been taught about purity. We have taught about purity in our churches. Now, we have second, third, and even fourth generation. Through seeing the creation that God, our Creator, made, it is my hope that the young people of our world can naturally come to feel and realize something and reflect, saying, through looking at these trees, what is the name of this trail in Mona Park? Through this grove of 1,000-year-old trees, we should educate many from the younger generation in this world. So Mother's talking about the nature in Mona Park. In a natural way, they should be able to study and learn through the natural world about the culture of the heart, the culture in which people revere heaven and love their parents. The original, beautiful, natural principles of creation should be followed, rather than following a wrong culture that comes in from the outside. The unfallen creation continues to flow and prosper in accordance with the principles of creation. It is only fallen humankind that creates the many problems. Therefore, we must be able to demonstrate this. We must be able to teach. Thus, when I think of Mona Park on Mount Balwang, the natural beauty there, about Heavenly Parent and about true parents, I appreciate CEO Shin and the staff here for developing this facility. We want all the people visiting here to like it just as much, to grow the love in their hearts and practice it in their lives. I do not know when or how Halloween originated. However, having lived in the United States for over 40 years, I believe it is intended to ward off misfortune and is a time to share love with the children you are raising. Is it a business? I would say that it was not originally like this, but it has become increasingly so over time. It is truly sad to see how this has evolved into something different from what it was originally, and how problems have happened with young people. As citizens of Chonilguk and as blessed families of Chonilguk, we cannot just be quietly observing the situation, can we? We should immediately take command and educate people, shouldn't we? So please, reach out and let people know. So now it is October, and tomorrow will be the eve of November. I am saying, victory for the future together with you in this beautiful nature. Also, by working hard to bear beautiful fruits in the future, and in order to change the bad customs of this world into the beautiful customs of Chonilguk. Let's combine our strengths. Let us eat something nice together and move forward toward a tomorrow filled with hope. This is the reason I invited you here today. So, this is the entirety of the speech translated into English, and I decided to start by reading the whole thing together with you. I have sent this to all of the national leaders, and so you should be able to receive a full copy, also in Korean if you like. And so this is October 30, so this is right after the terrible incident in Itaewon, Seoul, Korea, where almost 200 people, I believe almost 200 people lost their life because of a mad crowd crush. And so this was a deeply impactful thing for our beloved Korea, our Korean people. So Mother's commenting a little bit on the Halloween culture and where is it coming from, and I really like her explanation of her understanding of watching it happen in America, which, you know, there's a lot of religious people that, of course, look at Halloween and say, this is a little strange, looks evil, but actually Mother understood the original purpose is to actually ward off misfortune, but more fundamentally, it's a time to enjoy with your children, your family. I remember as a child really enjoying Halloween and not thinking it had anything to do with evil worship of any kind. It was really a happy family time and a community time also. The community comes together. So it's just another excuse to share joy with one another, honestly. But Mother's questioning, has the culture of these traditions changed, become more commercialized, and perhaps she's referring to what happened in Itaewon. But more deeply, Mother is asking these questions. She says, for a long time I've been saying that we must begin a revolution of the culture of heart. So why would Mother say this? Begin a revolution of the culture of heart. For a long time, though, I've been saying that we must begin a revolution. So, are we saying that we still have not begun this revolution? Mother's still not only saying it, but she's having to refer to the fact that she has to keep saying it. Clearly, Mother is not saying that she's satisfied that we have sincerely begun and effectuated a culture of heart. Mother mentions we're approaching the 60th anniversary of the Unification Church, and a day or two ago I mentioned at Sun Moon University that culture is changed through one righteous person, meaning the incredible impact that even one person can have is phenomenal. And when we think too collectively, or waiting for one another, or blaming others, or waiting for some direction to tell me what to do, or something like this, these are not the change makers. Those types of thinkers are not the change makers. Actually, we need to be ready to take risks. We need to be able to be honest. We need to be able to be truthful, first to myself, to my family, and to others. And this is not a simple thing. It's not an easy thing. it's actually a very scary and painful thing. So who has the guts truly to be a change maker? This is not easy. And so the culture of heart cannot begin from just an idea or an idealistic idea. The culture of heart begins with each one of us, and certainly one person can have an incredible impact. So Mother asks the question, why then haven't we been able to change the culture despite the passage of 50 or 60 years? We need to reflect on this. So Mother's saying, we need to reflect on this. Who needs to reflect on this? We need to reflect on this. And she's talking about the beauty of nature. In a natural way, she wants all of us, she wants the children, she wants all of us to be able to study and learn through the natural world about the culture of heart. The culture in which the people revere heaven and love their parents. Well, wow. It's as if to say that if we could experience the beauty of nature and really take it in, like everything is there to begin. The original beautiful natural principles of creation should be followed, rather than following wrong culture that comes in from the outside. So it's true, there are many impressive factors about modern civilization and modern culture, and a lot of it is good, but a lot of it is very shiny and exciting, and sometimes the shiny and exciting skin is covering something that is not good. And those are the things that should not be followed. But you know, we live in such a chaotic world. We live in circumstances that how often truly are you able to just sit down, look around, and the vibration of your heart be measured by the surrounding of beauty in nature around you? You know, when we go to a place of beauty, when we go to a place that was handcrafted by God, unadulterated, such nature that Mother is talking about, then I feel naturally my heart is tested, is measured. My mind is measured against the backdrop of natural beauty. In other words, it can judge me. If my mind is off, if my thoughts are off center, if my heart is burdened and heavy and complicated, then just by sitting under a tree with the beauty of nature surround, immediately it guides you to take a moment, to take a breath, to be grateful. First, to be grateful, you know. Maybe sometimes if you're living in the heart of Bangkok and there's a moped streaming by, or in New Delhi there's a moped streaming by, maybe it's difficult to remember how many beautiful things there are in our lives to be grateful for. So I believe Mother is reminding us here, because she's there in Mona Park, and she's reminding us all how fundamentally important it is for our education and how connected it is to the culture of heart based on the principles of creation, how important it is for our culture of heart to be rooted naturally, vibrationally, and healthily rooted in that which God created, which is nature. And it's from that place that we should be building our societies and building our cities, building our families. You know, it reminds me of a beautiful experience I just had in Nepal with so many people, but it reminds me of a moment walking through Ram Limbu's family farm. And they were showing me their pigs, they were showing me their rice fields, their fruits, their vegetables. And at a certain point, the family came together. I wanted to take a picture, and I knelt down. His Ram Limbu and his beautiful wife and beautiful daughter and powerful young son. He's only 8 years old. And so I knelt down on the ground in front of Ram Limbu's family, and I asked this young boy, what is your dream? And he looked down, he was quiet, and he mumbled something, and I think it was his sister that translated for me. He said, when I grow up, I want to be like my daddy. And, Ram Limbu and his wife are both teachers. They teach during the day, and certainly that gives them some money to survive, perhaps as a family. But he's not living just as a family. This is a family who, like many of you, are committed to Chombo, committed to HTM, and he's working with a trinity of families. And he's educating and blessing the members of the villages around. And he's not only educating and blessing them, but even feeding them. And how does this family operate this HTM activity financially? I don't send him money. He's building this foundation through this farm. And so a couple of years ago, the purpose of building this farm was to be able to finance his public activity. This is incredibly beautiful and courageous and admirable. And the whole family's doing it together. So they're teaching during the day, and then early in the morning up until late at night, in between, whenever he has time, he's either walking or riding his bike up to the farm to tend to his animals, to tend to his fruits and vegetables, his rice. And it's no small thing to run a farm that creates enough money to, support the village and support Chombo. So it's a beautiful story that has inspired many of us, those that know about it. It's inspired me since I heard about it already, 18 months or 2 years ago. And so this was an incredible moment that I was looking forward to meeting your family, Ram Limbu. And I stood there in front of you. I'll just speak directly to you. As I stood in front of you, your family, I knelt down in front of your son, and I put my heart on his chest. And I said, "What is your dream?" He says, "I want to be like my daddy." But the reality of the farm for Ram Limbu right now is that he had over 100 pigs and took almost a year to raise these pigs fat enough for market, to make the money, to now be able to invest in his Chombo. And then just a month or two ago, the African swine flu swept through the valley and killed off 90% of his pigs. And now we have the war in Russia and Ukraine, and it's raising the price of animal feed. So he can't even afford to feed the remaining pigs, maybe 20 pigs, little piglets. And he's only able to feed them the husk of the rice twice a day. They need 3 times a day animal feed, and he doesn't even have enough for 3 times a day of the husk of the rice. And they're becoming skinny. And as I'm walking through, they're making so much noise. They're making all this noise. And he says, "Oh, they're here to greet the regional president representing True Mother." But quickly I understand they're not. This is his heart. He wants to make me feel comfortable that they're there to greet me. They're not greeting me. They're asking me to feed them. These pigs are skinny and starving, and I believe just a few days ago another one died from malnutrition. Almost $20,000 of investment was lost like that. The entire year lost. And he looks at me with deep passion and emotion and tears in his eyes, explaining to me this story. So when I'm now asking his son, "How do you want to be? Who do you want to be? What is your dream?" His dream is to become like his father, to be a man who loves his family and who's committing 20, 21 hours a day to live with a public mind. He truly loves his wife and children. And his wife truly loves him and supports him. And the children support the parents. Even the little money that I gave the kids at the Blessed Children's Workshop in Nepal, his daughter received just a little money from me, and she gave it to her father. Even he said, "I don't want to keep it. You keep it. You keep the gift that Damien gave." "No, Daddy, you keep it." Because she understands her father's situation. If they just focus on their own survival, they're fine maybe. just a little bit extra they can do to be okay for themselves. But their mind is they want to live for the sake of the village, live for the sake of the community, live for the sake of the nation, live for the sake of the world. And this is truly why these children are growing up in this natural environment, going themselves together with their parents every day to help on the farm. And so when I asked him, what is your favorite job to do on the farm? He said to me with this incredible strength in his heart and tears in his eyes and determination in his mind I could feel. He said, my favorite job is to feed the pigs. And at this point, my heart is just melting and crying and melting inside. Because his favorite job is to feed the pigs. But he saw 90% of the pigs die. And now the remaining pigs are skinny and hungry, and the only food he can give them, this 8-year-old boy, is like, I feel he's already carrying the entire feeling of responsibility that even his father is carrying. I really feel this family is carrying together as one, with a public mind, and absolutely determined to bring about victory for Heavenly Parent and True Parents. Thank you so much, your family, Ramlumbu. Why am I mentioning this is also because when I saw you and I saw your family is because you're living in that kind of an environment. It's not easy living off of the land, living in such circumstance. But when I look at your children, they're so beautiful and so pure and so filial towards you, towards their parents, and towards Heavenly Parent, naturally, by just living in the family environment, close to the earth, close to nature, close to that which God created, and yet desperate with what little they have to give everything to their parents, and just like you as parents to give everything to your nation. I love you. You teach me more than I could ever teach you, and I'm really grateful to you. And I'm pulling out this story because I feel like Mother is trying to guide us to have the kinds of experiences that your children are having. Naturally, they're able to learn through nature and through working with nature. With a public mind, naturally, surely, through their parents, they're learning so much. So Mother says, as citizens of Chonilguk and as blessed families of Chonilguk, we cannot just be quietly observing the situation, can we? We should be immediately taking command to educate the people, shouldn't we? So please go out and tell them what you know. I am saying victory for the future together with you in this beautiful world. Also, by working to bear fruits in the future and in order to change the bad customs of this world into the beautiful customs of Chonilguk. So let's combine our strengths and let us eat something nice together. It's like our condition, right? Eat with and meet with your family and friends and let them know what you know. Tell them what you know. Mother says, let us move forward towards a tomorrow filled with hope. Honestly, I have to say to you, without being dramatic, without being too heavy, please don't expect Mother to do everything. Please don't expect Mother to be leading another 10 years even. Many of you think maybe she can live to 120 or 100 but even should we think that way? Shouldn't we be saying, Mother, we will take responsibility? Because she's already now almost 80 years old. She's given birth to 14 children, 4 cesareans. This is the greatest woman peace leader in human history, but much more importantly than that, she is the substantial first birth of God's daughter, only begotten daughter. And we still don't truly understand the significance of what that means. And I believe she feels that we truly still don't understand the significance of what that means. From her point of view, there should be more than enough that we have to be hopeful for. More than enough that we need to be grateful for. More than enough that we've been educated to let others know about. More than enough blessing to be able to realize actual joy and happiness within our family for the sake of the world. Brothers and sisters, oh my God, I know it is not easy. It is not easy. It is truly, truly difficult for all of us, each in our own way. But I believe what Mother is expecting us to do is maybe much more simple than we imagine it to be. Our daily life may be distracted by many elements. Our daily challenges, even within our family, may affect our hearts and emotions every day. But there's no one that has been through more than father and mother, and especially mother now is leading with how much she wants to give us hope, and yet how much she herself is carrying, keeping her mouth quiet, still not free to express everything. Let us create the environment where mother knows that we, no matter how miserable we may think we are, let at least our lives be a testament to how much we are grateful for our true parents, how much we have got our mothers back, and hell, what's the worst that can happen? What? We can die, we can go to jail. What's the worst that can really happen, right? Let us tell the world what the time is. This is the time of the only begotten daughter. This is the time of our queen mother, our true mother. We now have the full embodiment of both male and female Godhead born on the earth and leading us in this way. We now have opened the historical door. We're in the 10th year of Chonilgu. We have been given everything we need from heaven's perspective. So now let us tell others what we know. The only begotten daughter is here. God is our heavenly parent. We are all brothers and sisters under our heavenly parent. One family under our heavenly parent. There's no one in the world that shouldn't know this now. And mother is not just a great peace leader. Mother is not just the mother of peace. She's the mother of humanity. And that's the doorway through which we will all go. Sooner or later. So let us boldly, not tell people. We should be asking people, what? You don't know? You still don't know? Well, mother is here. Your blessing is here waiting for you. Please come. Brothers and sisters, let us continue to eat with and meet with our family, our friends, and tell them what we know. Thank you.